Hey everybody, welcome to the show today. Today we're going to be looking at maintaining and cleaning up this American Flyer 630 caboose here that I recently purchased from a railroad club and got a great deal on it. It's time to get this cleaned and ready to go for my layout. So we're going to take a look at that. Let me just put it over here. I'll give you another view of that in a second. Let me show you what that's going to look like. There's our train on a little track. And for those of you that are here for the first time, don't forget to follow me on TikTok at Trainsportation, YouTube at Trainsportation, or on Instagram. All right, let's get back over to our workbench here and see what we can do, shall we? So what I'm going to do today is first off start by just getting this all cleaned up. And I got some water here. So what do I have with me? I've got some water, paper towels. I've got my lubrication kit, and I also have, not too far out of reach here, I've got some fine sandpaper. Might use that to clean up some of these wheels here a little bit. I want to make sure I got a good contact there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this paper towel and I'm just going to ever so lightly get that a little bit damp. And I just got a ton of, first off I'm going to take the sticker off, right? And I don't need that. That's for sure. All right, let's get that cleaned up a little bit. Now, I don't know how long this has been sitting in a box, but it's got a ton of dust on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just try to get most of the dust and grime off of here. I've seen worse. This one's not too bad. We're just going to get that cleaned up. Boy, it is a good day to be inside today. It is hot here in the Midwest. I was seeing 115 degree heat index today. That is terrible. So here we go. Just getting all the nooks and crannies. Sorry, I'm having some trouble on this top here. Let's see if I can't get that done in there. Q-tips actually sometimes work a little bit better than the paper towel, depending on what you're doing. You know, if these things have been sitting in a basement for too long, they start to get moldy on the bottom, I've noticed. Especially if they're in the damp basement, you'll get some fungus growing here on the wheels. This caboose isn't actually too bad. I've seen a lot worse. And some of the other cleanup stuff, there's what it looks like right now, by the way. Some of the other pieces I have to clean up, I think, are probably going to be a lot worse for wear. This one's actually in a pretty good state, relatively good state. And the one thing I won't be able to do today is I don't have my transformer set up right now here on the bench, so I'm not going to test the lights today. I may have to do that another time. That's okay. I'll get to that when time permits. So far, that's looking pretty good. These wheels here, you'll see there's a little bit of stuff on the inside here that needs to be cleaned up. Looks kind of gross. I don't know what that is exactly. It's just... years of stuff being in a basement, I think is what that is. That's pretty gross. These things all look kind of... the whole thing is gross. Ugh. But that's what happens. They're gross until somebody comes along and gives them some love, right? That's what we're doing today. Look at that. That already looks better. There's the one. That side's all cleaned up. Here's the other side. Look at how gross that looks. So, just a direct comparison. There's the one side that's been cleaned up a little bit of love. Here's the side that hasn't been cleaned up. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks pretty gross. So we're going to clean up the other side now. And in no time, this will be looking a lot better than it was. I got to look up the exact year on this one. I don't know exactly what year this particular part was made. Let me see if I can find that. Just out of curiosity. 1940s, is that true? It could be true. Trying to see a couple of different listings here, but I don't see anything definitive that's got the date, but I'm just interested. There's a whole bunch of them. And here's one going for $10. They're about $10. If you want to find one of these on eBay. Mine was a little less than that, but I think mine was less than $10 because something is cracked. Oh, here. You'll see this corner is cracked slightly. But that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind. Not for what I'm doing. It's fine. These are really for under my Christmas tree. know, when there's kids in the house, I expect to get banged up a little bit, and that's fine. It's totally okay if they get a little banged up. Getting better already, though, I'll tell you that. Nothing a little soap and water can't fix. At this point, it's really just water. There's no... I'm not even using soap on this. Let's get these cleaned up. So you can see here, I don't know if you can see that very well. This one's been cleaned. This wheel has been cleaned. This one hasn't. You can see how it goes from being a gray, musty gray to a nice black. That's all I'm doing is water, nothing else. So again, if you find these, you know, at a flea market or a garage sale or even a train show, that white buildup usually just means they've been sitting in a box, either in a basement or an attic. That's what it means. Let's do this one here now. All right, let's get this other one done. All right, that looks pretty good. Now these are a little different. So with these Caboose, the one side's got metal trucks, the other side's got plastic trucks, and the reason that was is the one side conducts the positive and the other connects to the ground rail for the light that's inside. So I'm going to make sure that, again, I don't have my transformer on, so I can't test that now, but I'm just going to get this nice and clean as best we can. I might try to just lightly, ever so lightly. So a lot of times what happens is these kind of oxidize, and then they are not great conductors. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is the least worst option right now for me. Just to clean this up a little bit. And my goal here is just try to get some of that over 50 years of oxidation and grime off of there, so when I do run it, I'll hopefully conduct some electricity and that light will go on. Some light. Some light standing there. That's looking pretty good. All right, that's one there. If you're stopping in today, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you being here this afternoon. So I'm getting stuff all over my shirt here. Okay, that's looking good. Let's try this one here. That wheel, boy, my sandpaper is a little rough, pun intended, huh? That looks good. This one more to go here. Again, I'm only doing this on the metal wheels. I wouldn't do this on most cars, but since this one kind of needs to conduct electricity to get that light going, we're spending some extra time getting the wheels cleaned up here. Hard one today. That's all better. All right, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All right, I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I got a little bit little bit more work to do, but that looks a lot better than when I started, that's for sure. I'm excited about that. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of this. Looks like it's ready for the rails, that's for sure. And I don't need to get it looking brand new. I mean, it is over 50 years old, so if it's a little dusty, that's fine. That's fine. I really like the way that turns out. I'm going to put it over here. Let's see how that looks. And there we are on the track. I think that looks fantastic. Really looks fantastic. All right, so that I think is going to conclude the live stream today. I want to thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate it, and I hope that you will come back for